two masterminds of an exam leakage racket are expected to be arraigned in court today. Education Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed made the announcement this morning, saying it was a breakthrough in the crackdown on exam cheats. At least 15 people, meanwhile, have been arrested over exam irregularities. All right, we seem to have a problem with that. Stephen Leto witnessed or was with Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed earlier on. Now joins us. Leto, she's talking about a breakthrough in the issue of exam cheating. We'll come to that later, but generally, what was she talking about?
Basically, Hussein, this is the third day of exam, that is the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education. And this morning, Amina Mohammed, the CS for Education, accompanied by Magoha, the chair for the Kenya National Examination Council, as well as Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang, were opening a container in Langata, that is at the Timol section, at the Langata sub-county, where they addressed us later on and addressed on several issues regarding the safety of exams that kicked off Tuesday. And according to the Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed, is that about 15 people were arrested in Kisii who had actually done early exposure of exams, that is in Muniango Primary School. And apparently, Hussein, already the disciplinary action has been already instituted against the teachers and of course the administration of the Muniango Secondary School, that is in Kisii County. And again, Amina Mohammed says 4 suspects were arrested in Kakamega who are trying to smuggle in fake answers to examiners, and they have since been arrested. All these arrests, Hussein, that has been made said that they have already been arraigned in court, and of course others expected in court today, while investigations are ongoing to others. And so it is the third day, but the Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed says that they are closing all the loopholes to ensure that all the remaining exams go on seamlessly. Remember, today they will be undertaking, or the exam that is ongoing right away is English composition, and after that the candidates will be undertaking chemistry paper 1 this mid-morning.
Right. I mean, we're talking about, and we've seen over the last few days, the Cabinet Secretary and other education officials talking about arresting or taking action against exam cheats. But today they're talking about a breakthrough, talking about 2 masterminds who are suspected to be behind the leakage. This is on the large scale, the national scene.
Well, Hussein, that is one of the issues that the Cabinet Secretary was able to address, and he said that they had, had their dragnet to net all those who have been involved in leaking of exams nationally, both the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education as well as the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education. And according to Amina Mohammed, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, they managed to arrest 2 masterminds who they have been pursuing for the last 2 years, and that they will be arraigned in court. According to the officials, the ministry officials, including the Cabinet Secretary, this appears to be a breakthrough because there has been a lot of issues with regard to leakage of exams, both the KCPE and KCSE, and even these years they have been insisting that the exam has not leaked and that there will be no mercy to anyone who have been arrested. And it is exactly that we've seen the Cabinet Secretary dispatching a heavy team from both from NEC as well as from the ministry to ensure that they guard the exams, plus of course the deployment. All the officers who have been told to go on leave had been recalled to ensure that they take care of this particular exercise. And our passing by several centers, learning centers today, show the heavy security deployment, with the Cabinet Secretary insisting that all those who are manning gates of learning or exams institutions should leave them wide open for ease access of those who are trying to supervise that particular exam. And of course, Hussein, from here, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, accompanied by the officials that were they accompanied them in the morning, will be headed to Moi Girls at around 10:30. And of course, they are also expecting the Deputy President to be joining them for that particular session, that is between 10:30 and 11, before the candidates again sit in for chemistry paper 2. And that is exactly what we again going to see what we'll be able to see. Remember, Moi Girls Hussein has been having a lot of issues in the past, and probably this is the reason why Amina Mohammed, after visiting State House Girls and St. George's, she says she will also be going all the way to Moi Girls here in Nairobi. Hussein.
All right, Simulator, thank you so much. Let's listen in now on what Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed had to say about this.
So since the KCSE began on Monday, the following has happened. 1. An early exposure ring of 15 people were arrested in Kisii as they prepared to answer questions from a photocopied examination paper with the intention of smuggling responses to candidates at the Munianko Secondary School in Kisii. This case has been taken to court. As a result of this case, the TSC Secretary, the CEO, the Secretary Nancy Macharia, has announced that disciplinary action has been initiated against the administration of that school. Third, at least 4 people have been arrested and arraigned in court after they were caught in a classroom with pre-prepared notes in Kakamega that were fake. And I want to repeat that. Those pre-prepared notes were fake. 4, more fundamentally, I am this morning happy to announce that 2 of the greatest masterminds of the early exposure ring are now in the custody of NEC and security officials. The 2 were hunted down last night after a long and meticulous investigative process. I wish to promise that these 2 suspects, who are expected in court today, must serve to show that the existing stringent examination security measures will net all cheats wherever they hide, and they will be dealt with very harshly. We expect these suspects to face the full force of the law in a manner that will send a perfect signal and warning to evil-minded people that their days are numbered and that all their efforts will come to naught. There can never be any mercy against anyone intent on messing up the lives of our innocent children and our collective future.
And they are the most critical people that we've been chasing around for the last 2 years. These are the people who have been leading the rings that are very dangerous, and it is good that they are now being apprehended. Yeah.